The first 2 episodes of Dutton Ranch completely changed the game. And honestly, I wasn't expecting the story to get this intense this fast. The show wasted no time throwing Beth and Rip into chaos again. But this time it feels different. They're not standing on top of the world anymore. They're trying to survive in unfamiliar territory, and you can already feel how dangerous that's becoming. After watching those episodes, I seriously can't stop thinking about what episode 3 is about to bring because everything is already spiraling out of control. Let's talk about Beth and Rip first because their new life in Texas already looks far messier than they imagined. In classic Beth and Rip fashion, they somehow managed to build a temporary future for themselves almost overnight. But even though they act strong on the outside, you can tell the pressure is starting to hit them differently now. Beth keeps talking about peace and finally living without constant war surrounding them, but deep down she doesn't believe it's actually possible. You can see it every time something goes wrong. She wants a fresh start, yet Rip keeps falling back into the same habits that always drag them into trouble. And honestly, the situation with the dead body proved exactly that. Beth clearly wanted Rip to handle things differently, but Rip is still Rip. Instead of calling the authorities and walking away, he instantly switched into survival mode. That decision might end up creating a massive disaster later because now they're connected to something much bigger than they realize. The scary part is that they don't even fully know who they're dealing with yet. Texas is not Montana, and the people here seem just as ruthless as the Duttons. That brings us to Beulah, who might honestly become one of the most dangerous enemies Beth has ever faced. From the moment she appeared on screen, you could tell she's the kind of woman who controls everything around her. But what makes her terrifying is how far she's willing to go for her family, especially for Rob Will. And let's be honest, Rob Will is completely unhinged. Every scene with him feels unpredictable, because you never know what insane thing he's about to say or do next. He creates chaos everywhere he goes, and somehow Beulah still treats him like he's worth protecting at all costs. What's interesting is that Beulah barely shows the same care toward her other son. It almost feels like she's obsessed with fixing the broken child while ignoring everyone else around her. That family dynamic is already creating tension, and I think episode 3 is finally going to expose how unstable they really are. The next episode is called Act of God Business, and that title alone sounds like a warning. Nothing about it feels calm or peaceful. The missing person investigation is also about to become a huge problem. The dead man's wife refusing the payoff changes everything because now there's real attention on the case. Once authorities start digging deeper, the pressure on Rip and Beth will only grow stronger. Even though Rip hid the body well, secrets in shows like this never stay buried forever. The question isn't whether the truth comes out, it's who finds out first and how they decide to use that information. And if Beth discovers she has leverage against Beulah because of the body situation, things are going to get absolutely explosive. Beth has always been at her most dangerous when she has power over someone, and Beulah doesn't seem like the type to back down either. That's what makes their rivalry so exciting already. Neither woman looks willing to surrender, and every conversation between them feels like 2 storms crashing into each other. Beth usually dominates every room she enters, but now she's finally facing someone who can challenge her mentally and emotionally. At the same time, Carter's storyline might quietly become one of the most emotional parts of the series. You can already see how hard he's trying to fit into this new life, while still carrying all the damage from his past. He doesn't openly complain, but his expressions say everything. Watching him struggle socially, especially with girls, honestly feels sad because you can tell he's desperate for connection but keeps ending up around the wrong people. First someone tried using him, and now he's getting close to Beulah's granddaughter, which could create even bigger problems. But I actually think that relationship could become important later in the season. If Beulah's granddaughter starts pulling away from her family and growing closer to Carter, it could create a bridge between 2 sides that are heading toward war. Or it could make the conflict even uglier. Either way, Carter feels like the emotional heart of the show right now, and I'm really curious to see where his story goes next. Overall, these first episodes already proved that Dutton Ranch is not slowing down anytime soon. The tension keeps building, the rivalries are becoming personal, and episode 3 feels like the moment everything could finally explode. Beth and Rip wanted a peaceful future, but trouble clearly followed them to Texas. And now with Beulah entering the picture, it honestly feels like they may have found enemies just as dangerous as the ones they left behind.